Hi there, thank you so much for being interested in my work. In this video I share with you my techniques and tips on how I create folds in fabrics using complementary colours. So for the red I'm using greens. So we'll start off with the outline, underdrawing, rich colour stage and the detail stage. Be sure to watch it right through till the end because here and there I'll be slowing things down in real time so you can take a closer look. So let's dive in and take a look. Just showing here, I've put a center point on the reference image. It's scaled to 6x5 inches. Using a 9 value scale, which is 4 darks, 4 lights and a mid-tone. All I use to do the freehand is a center point, and then from that point I use imaginary angles to find the shapes. And start off with the big shapes, doing it very loosely, holding the pencil quite a distance from the point to make loose marks. And it's a bit of a guesswork to start with. Just see it as flow and movement and the feeling of the fabric, so sort of connect to that rather than the details, because if you think of it of all folds of fabric, if you name it, it'll cause tension and you'll get overwhelmed by all the detail. At this point just see the shapes and the flow of it and just focus on that really. All I'm doing is using imaginary angles from that center point and then comparing one shape with another shape. Once I'm happy with the placement of the shapes, I use a Faber-Castell kneadable razor just to rub off the excess grey. Here's the basic colours I'll be using for the underdrawing, just keeping it simple, greens and the red there, and a little bit of lemon yellow just to give it that little bit of chroma here and there if I need it. Starting off with the white, just using a CarbOthello white there, and just basically more pressure where it's lighter, less pressure where it's mid-tonish, and then just basically just redrawing the outline, just getting a feel for it again, the movement, and it's just being loose really, and then just going over them with red, green to desaturate it and to make the shadows. Always try and keep things simple when I do the underdrawing. The less pencils the better. It just keeps things nice and easy then, so all you're doing really is focusing on just getting the idea where the placement of all the shapes are, recorrecting the outline in preparation then for the rich colour stage. It's really worth doing this procedure of the underdrawing because it does take away the tension then, and you've got like a roadmap then to follow when you start putting the rich colour stage on. Now for the rich colour stage, I'm using these two Caran dash colours to start with, just trying them out with the sticks, the Rembrandt sticks, and maybe a lemon yellow. I tend to experiment on a piece of scrap pastel mat, trying different combinations of pencils and seeing what might work, but this is only guesswork. When you're selecting your pencils, this will all change, and it will change as I continue with this study. I change my ideas as I go. It's just initial sort of play with the colours really. I always like to start on one section, just a small section, just have a play, just to see what works and what combinations. I've added a cold red here because when you think of warm light shining on an object, the shadows tend to be cooler. So I'm using cold red in the shadows there with the dark green and adding a little bit of warm as well. So sometimes it's a mixture of the two to get that right colour shade. So you have to play with cold and warm colours. Experimenting with an earblood now, see how that blends things. So it's all about playing and experimenting to start with, trying to find a solution, because there's never ever any problems, only solutions. So all I'm doing is trying to find a way to create what I'm looking for. Then once I've got the solution, then it makes it really easier then to do the rest of it. So you're just playing about, trying different combinations. If you're enjoying this video, why not subscribe? It's absolutely free, and then you're sure not to miss any of my future videos. Now to create that fold, that roundness, I am to use the green with the red to desaturate it, rather than using like black or brown and blue. Using the green and the red together, which is complementary. It makes a natural sort of subtle shadow. This stage I'm focusing mainly on getting the value right and the chroma. So each stage has its purpose and it makes the next stage easier. So we did the outline, then the underdrawing, which is making everything into the correct shape and movement. Now it's the colour. But all the work previously helps this stage then, so I can just focus on getting that colour right. I don't have to move it around a lot. Just slowing it down to real time so you can see how I'm putting the texture in there. So I'm just small circles and then just glazing over the lighter colour I've put underneath. Now mainly with this I'm using pencil over pencil to actually blend it, because if I used a earbud it would make it too smooth and it would look like plastic. So you have to look at the grain of the fabric or the feel of it and try and create that, and pencil over pencil seems the best way to approach it. What I tend to do is put a lighter pencil underneath and then glaze over the top, and then that lighter pencil will shine through then, because it's very difficult to find a pencil that's going to give you that glistening look to it and feel. Now I'm using the cold red with the dark green to get the initial shadow, then going over them with the warm red. So you have to find a combination that seems to work. Just blocking it in, like I say, so the next stage, the detail stage, I'll put all those subtleties in, which you'll see me do later on in the video. Just like to take this opportunity to thank all my Patreons for their wonderful support every month. I can't thank you enough, it means the world to me. If you're interested or considering joining me on Patreon and would like the benefit of longer, slower and more in-depth videos, please check out the link in the description below for more details. All the new videos I'm putting on now is all in real-time audio, real-time video, so you get a feel for moment to moment how I create things and I discuss it as I go. And it's only a small amount each month. When you join you get access to every video tutorial on there, with the benefit of extra 2 videos every month. Slowing it down to real time now so you can just see how I'm achieving the details. What I'm looking at now at the detail stage is everything really. So it's your value, your chroma, your temperature, and what's really important is the edges as well, because that creates the illusion of sort of 3D look. So if you get the edges right, some things are sharper, some are softer, so you have to adjust accordingly. That along with the values really creates that sort of realistic look. And what I'm doing is feeling the texture of the fabric as well and the movement. So I'm trying to get that movement, trying to connect to something that inspires me to carry on with the work. Now I'm focusing on the highlights now, trying to get that shimmering look. So I'm experimenting with this pencil here, which is a flesh tint 5% from the Caran and also the Faber-Castell white. So I'm mixing the two together and trying to create that sort of glow if I can. I tried lemon yellow, but it creates too much of an orange, so you've just got to experiment. Perseverance is the key, and just see it as play. Just really enjoy the subtleties of the colours and how it curves. And I've mentioned in my portraits connecting to the energy of the person. Well, you can connect to the flow and the feel of the fabric, and this will give you the inspiration to find the colours and the subtleties. At this point in the study I realised I couldn't get any darker than I could with the green and red, so I just added that little bit of black. It makes a difference sometimes. I don't normally use black, but in this instance it really did the trick. The CarbOthello black is quite a smart black actually, it's not dead, but always try and add a bit of colour to give it life and depth. So I would suggest doing that, but it's very, very lightly done. I'm not pressing on too much, it's only a very small amount, just to make that little bit of difference to the value. If you're enjoying this video, why not give it a like and share it with your friends? It would mean so much to me, as this would help the channel to grow. What I'm using here is a slightly cooler red than the warm red, which is 305. This is 310 of the CarbOthello range, and it's just that little bit cooler, and it worked pretty well here because you've got to work out what parts are cooler and what's warmer. Colder shadow, but there's also warm reflections in it as well, so you have to get a sort of a happy sort of medium, if you like. Just got to keep playing and persevering until it starts to feel right. I look in the mirror a lot as well at this point, just to get the feel of it and see how the overall flow feels, and just keep playing, to keep going to different areas and subtling up here and there. If you want to know more how I do create shadows using complementary colours, I have got this free class for you. The link is in the description below, so if you would like to check that out after the video, it's there for you. Just slowing it down in real time, you can see how I'm doing small circles. Look, I'm not actually thinking about doing these marks, I'm just feeling it, so I'm just letting that energy and that what I'm feeling from the reference image and let it flow through me. The more you open your heart and send that open heart feeling to whatever reference you're using, no matter whether it's inanimate object or portrait, it will send a feeling back which will help you to actually create the look and atmosphere you're looking for. Slowing it right down now so you can see the pace I work at when I'm doing these final details. Just taking your time really. I'm using the edge of the pencil as well. It's not sharpened to a pinpoint. I just keep turning the pencil and finding a new edge. I'm using an olive green here for the desaturation rather than the dark green. That creates a different feel as well, so I'm choosing different greens to see how it feels, and then just glaze over them with the warm red. Now when you glaze, it's just a matter of just lightly putting pressure on the pencil. It's hardly any pressure at all really, just sort of scraping it across the surface of the pastel mat, because there's still tooth there, you see, and that just takes enough off the lead of the pencil to create the colour I'm looking for. So it's layer after layer after layer, just adding it to the actual surface. Just tidying up the edges here again with the Faber-Castell white, and then again just glazing over with that warm red. Thank you so much for watching the video right till the end. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have done, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It would mean so much to me, as this would help the channel to grow. Fascinating one to do, just using the complementary colours and the cool and warm colours as well, and how that affects the actual contours of these folds. If there's any questions at all, and if you want to let me know how you feel about the study, please leave a message in the comment section below this video and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. In the meantime, if you want to see any more of my work, please check out this video here. Take care, bye.